This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Um, so before we continue with the session on Git, any questions you have on the previous topics? Let me know so that we can go through that questions.
Yeah, I didn't finish the recorded version. I'm at that Git installation thing, so I'll come back tomorrow with more questions.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So quick recap of what we covered till this point is we went through the basics like understanding why Git is required, and we installed Git, we set up the configuration, and then we started with the Git commands, basic commands. So we initialize the Git with the Git init statement, and using Git status, we will be able to track the files. And Git add will. Okay, let's have a look at this first. Let me go here. Okay, so we have a project directory or a project folder we have here. And then from here, we go with the git add command, git add. So this will add the files to intermediate staging area. It's called the staging area. And from the staging, we will go with the git commit. So which will store the file locally on your master branch. So it can be master branch or developer branch. So that will come later. We'll try to um, understand what is the branching strategy. We'll try to understand what it is. Yeah. So for now, this is how the structure is. So you have the files in the project directory. So we've taken one file like index.html file, and you run the command git status to see what is the status of this file. It is not tracked by Git. So you go with the git add. It will add to the staging area, and then you go with the git commit. So it will add to the local folder. Actually, it will be stored in the local in the master branch. Um, so that's what we had to look at. It will have a commit ID. Let me connect and we'll see that. So we go to the git log one line. So it'll give you the details like what is the commit that happened there. Okay. Similarly, let's go and add a few more files. Um, let's say we will go with the test command and add a file, let's say test.txt file. Okay. Now run the git status command to see what's the it will show the untracked file. Say test.txt is untracked. Now again, it'll give a suggestion that go with the git add test.txt, so that it is now moved to the staging area. Again, if you go and check the git status, it will say that it is saying that changes to be committed. Okay. Now we go with the git commit, and -m means you're going to give a message saying that you can give any message, a comment as to what this commit is all about. So added a test file, I can say that. Yep. So that's it. So it'll commit your changes in the local folder. And how to check that? Go to the git log one line, and you'll be able to see the latest commit will be here. Okay. Now if you want to go and check more details about what it is, the last session we saw that this is a command git show the commit ID. It will give the this is mm, the commit ID, exact commit ID, but it is shortened to 7 digits and shown here. It will give the details like author, date, and things like that. Okay. Let's add. Okay, there are a few more commands. Okay, this is what we have done here. Let's look at some of the logs. Like, okay, there are some commands like if you want to check the logs for the last commits, or since so and so date you want to check how many commits have happened, or say for example you want to check the logs based on the username, okay, or some particular pattern you want to check with, then you can go with the git log. Okay, there's a command called as git log. And I want to check the last 2 commits. Okay, you can give the number and say last 2 commits you want to check. You want to go with git log -- author. It also displays the log based on the author details. So you can combine, like you can go with the date. Uh, since this date you want to check the commits, you can go with this command until, and you can even combine since and until. Likewise, there are different options you can use with the log, git log command. Okay. Let's see more about the differences. There's a command called as git difference. Now what this does is, let's try to take one example and understand this. We'll go to index.html. This is header.to. Let me edit in the header 1. We'll add it as like say header text as header 1. Okay, so let me save this file now and go to git status. It'll say as modified. All right, so let's go and add it now. So this whole process has to be followed. Like you make any change here, it will say if it's a new file, it will say it is untracked. If it is modified, it will say it as modified. And again, you have to go with the same process, staging and commit. Okay, so let's go and add it now, index.html, and let's commit it again and say modified the header text 1. So that's it. Check the git log, 1 line. Now this is the latest commit that you have, and you know that in the first commit you added the file, and in this commit you have changed the file. So there is a command that we have, we can check the difference between the commits. So go with the git diff and just add this commit id dot and this commit id. Although it might not be so, yeah, it'll just give the details in this format. It might not appeal and like clear. It might not give a visibility as to what has changed, but some things you can see here, like, and the red color, it means there is something deleted, and the green color, that means the files or the changes have been made in this particular line. So in this way you can even check, but this is a small difference here. But when you're comparing the files, a lot of changes are there. This might not be helpful. So you have to go with the GUI version, or we have the GitHub or Bitbucket, where you can check the differences side by side on the GUI. Okay, this is just to know that there is an command that you can use if there are very small changes that are happened and you want to track it, you want to see the differences between the files, then you can go with this command. Okay, although it's not recommended, um, it's very difficult because there are multiple differences, then very difficult to track it. You can even go with this command like head. Basically, head means this is the latest. Head is this, the pointer is there on the head. When we say head, the latest commit is called as a head. Okay, this is where the pointer or your head is currently. So we can go with the git and say git diff head dot dot and head, and let's say caret symbol will be there. So from head, this is head caret, and head caret will be this one. So even you can check the differences in this format. Okay, so we can go with head star star dot head. I can go with the head 15th version with the latest head also. You can check it in this format. Okay, so you can go in the other way around, like head and tilde 2. That means from the head, go with this version, and you'll be also able to check the differences there. Okay, and how to rename a file? That's all same, like you go with the git move old name and the new name. There's nothing new there, so I just want to rename any file. Let's clear this. Want to rename any file, like say test file is there, so git move test.txt to you can say it as a sample.txt. You can rename it completely like this, and now go with the git status and see what happened there. Since it says as renamed, the file has been renamed. Okay, so now let's go and add it. It's added. So git commit rename test to sample. That's it. So you can rename a file, you can delete a file with the command called as rm, and again add it to the staging, and then finally commit it. Okay, so unless you commit the file, the changes will be still in the staging area. Unless you add it, it will not be there in the, it will only be in the folder, project folder. Okay, so you have to go with this format, add it to staging intermediate, and then commit it. Okay, any questions so far?
Not right now. I saw this before in the
I think you
GUI.
need to, there are a lot of commands over here, so you need to practice it. There are no questions, only thing is a matter of practice. So I think you need to go back and practice these commands just to understand how it is working. Okay. So with this, let's try to now quickly understand what is a branching strategy. Okay. So what you're seeing here is, if I go with the git log one line, you can see there are lots of commits here, right? These are all the commit IDs, right? When we say a branch, what it consists of? Branch, when we say, it consists of lots of commit IDs. Okay, like commit ID 1. Okay, let's say commit 1. I'll just put it as 2, 3, so on and so forth, right? Now, any branch comprises of all these commits that you have done over a period of time. Okay, and this is what we call it as a It's a master, it's a copy. It's a copy that we call it as a master branch, which has got all the commits till date. Let's say you're working from 1 year on a project, and the whole commit, maybe you have done hundreds of commits. So that entire collection of commit, we call it as a master branch. Okay, and then organizations, they use different strategy. Have you any time come across this branching, or you heard about anything on the branching side? Any idea, or how you used in your projects? Anything, any insights on that side? It'll be
I
easier for me
I
to
actually saw this
explain, or I need to
on
get into
a
more
GUI.
details about branching.
I
So
actually saw
any
this on the
idea on
GUI
this
page.
branching?
Okay.
Do you hear me? I actually saw this on a GUI page, which says like,
Anybody,
drop
Karthik
down
or
with
Pushpaja,
like
any?
different tabs and all. So I just saw it like once or twice, not really very familiar with that.
In your projects, have you worked on this branching earlier? TFS or Git, Bitbucket,
No,
GitHub, any of these?
no, I didn't work, but I saw my friends working on it, so I know. Are you able to hear me actually? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I think we're not able to hear you. Is it? I'm not
I,
able to hear you.
I think you are not able to hear us or voice.
I can't hear you guys. Are you speaking on something?
Yeah, we are trying to speak with you.
No, I'm not able to hear you guys. Can you put it in the chat window by any chance? Okay. Okay, I saw the GUI mode, all right, but I personally did not work on it. All right. Okay. Okay. So I think we need more to talk about branching and why it is required all about. All right, so that gives me an idea that I need to get into more details about branching. So let's not deviate from the topic. We'll have it as a separate discussion later on about what is a branching and how organizations go with the branching strategy. Okay. So for now, let's keep in mind that there are branches. Like for now, we have taken master branch, and just understand that collection of all these commits makes a branch, and we have given it as a name as master for now. So let's go with that. Later on, we'll try to explore more into what these strategies are for the branches. Okay, let's stick to the topic now. So we have learned some of the commands. Let me list it down here. So one is the git init, and then we go with the git status, and then we go with the git add. Then we have got git commit. Okay, and then we went with the git log one line to check the commits, and then we went with the git diff command. So far we have looked at all these different commands, right? Okay. Okay. Also, we have went with git move command, which you want to rename a file. You can also go with the git remove to delete a file. That's all fine. Okay. All right. Okay, coming to the next slide here, it talks about um, undoing a file changes. Okay, this is again, let's say you accidentally deleted a file. Let's try this example. Okay. I have, what are the files I have here? Okay, that got disconnected. Let's delete one of this file. Let's say sample.txt. So for that, I go with the git, or I can just delete, remove this file, like say sample.txt file from my project directory. Okay, it's gone. And if I check the git status, you can see that the file is deleted and I have not checked and I have not committed the changes. Okay, I've just deleted from my project directory. Now I want to get back this file. For that, I can go with the command like let's say git checkout master, and I think you need to give the first the branch name and then the file name. That is sample.txt. And if you again see the command list the files, you can see that the file is back in your project directory. Now how this happened is, um, keep this diagram in your mind saying that okay, whatever changes you're making, you are committing to your local master branch. So if you delete any file, let's say index.html file is deleted here, the file is already there in my local master. So I can get it back from here to my project directory. Unless you have not committed the changes of the delete. You deleted any file and you're not committed to a staging area, and from there you're not committed to your local branch. Accidentally you delete a file, you can still get it back from your local master branch because a copy is already there in your local master. So the same command I've run here, let's say git checkout master branch and the file name. So I'm getting back that file from my local master branch and giving the file name here so that I get my file back into my project directory. Okay. So accidentally delete any file, just go and run this command, check out the branch name and then the file name. Okay, so this slide talks about how do you undo or revert back the changes from Git. Okay, so now let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this two slides talks about how do you reset your head, right? So we discussed what is an head. Head is the latest commit. So if I go to the git log one line, so the head is the latest commit. It is pointing to the latest commit ID that is available. So how do you reset the head? That is the question, right? Now there are three ways you can do a reset. One is a soft reset, mixed reset, and the hard reset. So we'll have a look at what happens in each of these stages: soft reset, mixed, and the hard. So this diagram will be helpful. Let's take this one now and copy it for 3 times. Okay, so what happens in a soft reset? What happens in a mixed reset? And what happens in a hard reset? When you do a soft reset of your head, the changes will be only impacting the local master branch. Changes will only impact in the local master branch. If you go with a mixed reset, it will impact the local branch or the changes will be impacted in the local branch and also in your staging area. Okay, and if you go with the hard reset, it will impact all the three folder, project folder, local master, and the staging area. So it will be impacting in all these three areas. So we'll take a look at one of the examples that will give you an idea. Impact the staging, and it will also impact the project directory. Now what this means is, let's say, let's take this example. Okay, right now my head is here. I want to go back to this head. So all the history over here will be deleted. I'm saying that I want my head to move from here to here. That means all the previous changes will all be deleted. Now you can either go with these three options, as I said here: soft reset, mixed reset, and hard reset. When I say soft, it will be impacting only the local master, the file. Let's say some of the changes that happened in the local master, those will be only changed. The file will be still in the staging and the folder directory. In the mixed, what happens? The changes will impact local master and also the staging area. The files will still be there in the project directory. But let's say if I do the hard reset, then it will impact here local, staging, and the project directory. If there are some files that are added, that will be completely gone from the project directory as well. The history will be completely wiped out. Okay, makes sense here? Is it a little confusing, or can we try one example here? Which one would you like to go with? Mixed one, soft reset, or the hard reset? So that, let's say if you go with the hard reset, all the files over here will be deleted. If I want to go to this particular commit, all the sample text, everything will be deleted, and you'll just have this particular commit. So hard reset is not usually recommended. So you usually go with the git reset hyphen mixed option. And I want to go back to this particular commit ID. Let's do that. Okay. You can see that it is saying unstaged changes after reset, modified file index.html, and deleted file test.txt. So if you want to go and check the git log one line, you have seen that now I have moved back my head to this particular commit ID. Right from here, I have erased all the history and I've come down to my commit ID where I've added the test file. So this is what reset means. Resetting is something you want to go back, right? So you want to either go with the option of soft reset, mixed, or you want to go with the hard reset. Now again here, you want to check the status and you'll come to know what happened. You can see that there are certain files that are modified and certain files that are untracked. Okay, because you have reset the pointer. So there is some modified file, there is some deleted file, there is some untracked file. Okay, so you can again go and stage it for commit and you can start tracking these files again. So that is the disadvantage of using the reset. You can go back with your pointer, but there will be the changes that will be impacted in different areas. Make sense? Any questions here? It's a little tricky here, but try this command out, and you just have to look at the different, just to keep this diagram in mind. When you go with the soft reset, it will impact only here, mixed will impact here and here, and hard reset will impact all the three different areas here. Okay, this is useful. It might sometimes you use a mixed reset. You don't go with the hard reset, but you might use a mixed reset in rarely use it, but you'll be using mixed reset most of the times in organizations. Okay, and don't worry that much here. These are all most of these are like developer commands. Unless you're working on some sort of a scripts or anything, you'll not be using that much of the git command. So just keep in mind all these commands are there. Just practice it once and just leave it there. So as and when it is required, you can have a look at them later on. Okay. So again, git reset is what I will look at this point now. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next topic there. Or do you want me to stop it here because a lot of commands that we have learned today? So just I would um, suggest that just go back and practice this, and then maybe we'll continue with the next topic tomorrow. Let me know. Okay, I think so. You have any questions? Let me know.
Yeah, from my point of view, I'm
Okay,
okay if
want me
we
to
stop
explain
here.
about soft and mixed again?
No.
Yeah, we'll stop it here, Karthik. Yeah, I will stop it here, but want to know. Yeah, you have any question? Like, okay. All right, we will stop with the today's session. And Pushpaja, I think we will have a look at your this one resume, so that I just had a look at it. I didn't see any changes required there. So let's have a look at it, and we will try to just a minute.
Okay.
One change I would like to suggest is don't say DevOps tools here. Let's put it as a DevOps engineer or something like that. Okay, just change it to DevOps engineer or anything. Don't say DevOps tools, because it is not about the tools. It's about um, uh, you're you are an engineer who is using the tools and getting the things done. So don't put as DevOps tools. Say DevOps engineer. Linux administration is fine. Don't say again build and release, because it's already very old. Nobody is now interested in build and release. Um, just put it as DevOps engineer, Linux administration, and this and all source code. No, this is not required, because configuration management not required. And cloud, uh, cloud is fine, but build and release. If you say
Yeah.
DevOps and Linux administration, the things are all covered there. No need to again emphasize on this software configuration management. Okay, you can put a cloud management, that's okay, but SCM and build release management not required that much. Yeah, and rest of the things I went through, it looks good. You can go and upload it if you want to.
Okay.
Let me just give you some of the reference. me see if I have any. Okay. I think there is not much change required, Pushpa. I think it is all good because I had a look at it. So I can go and upload it. Just I had the concern is on the very uh, this one, the dev engineer. You can put it here. Apart from that, I don't see any other changes required here. And what is this IBM certification you have? Like this is um, ITIL certification. You are able to hear me?
Yes, I'm not sure if you are able to hear me, so I was typing on it. Are you able to hear me?
P series, sir. Okay, I think you need to change that one. Okay. You have any certification on AWS or anything? You can just add it there if you have done anything. So yeah, not at. Okay. I think you need to take this out like ITIL and IBM Power Systems. Okay. Again, this is all redundant. You can take this off, not required that much. Okay.
And
And what is this again? It is repeating, right? Responsibilities. You already added here. This is the responsibilities. So is there any change in between here? Like again, you started with the responsibilities again. Is it the same project? A different project you're saying? Okay. All right, but there is no mention of the project here, right? Just mention the project here. Let's take this example. Any of these guys they have done, right? So what they have added, 3 years gap from my past experience. Okay. All right, responsibilities. Okay, just add like this. Say, for example, this is is same company or same project. Just add like this and then responsibilities. So I need that gap filled with some project. Okay, that's fine. But just make sure that give the name of the project. Say that this is a project name and so date you're working on that, and there's the responsibilities here like that, right? That way the continuation will be very clear there. Otherwise, it is very absurd. Like you just make sure that you add it there. I think you got it right. Okay. Okay. Here and okay, involved in row 53. All right. Here also same, I think. Okay. 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 Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is the old one, right? Very old one. Okay, 2010. Okay, and here it is saying 2017. So okay, 2010 to 2017, and in between 3 years you want to cover up with experience, right? You're saying. Okay. All right. Yeah, this looks good. Only thing is you need to arrange the projects accordingly, the name of the projects. And let's look at this, for example, here like this. Okay, so just make this clear. If even if in between you want to add any projects, just add it this way, responsibilities. Yeah, I think that should be it. Only changes is in that level. Yeah, yeah, you can make the change. And I think it should be okay. If you want to review again, we'll have a look at it. Maybe you can present your screen after tomorrow's session and we'll have a final look at it then. All right. Okay. All right then. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We'll talk tomorrow then. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.